Welcome to Indo Global Entrepreneurship Conclave 2023 organized by Business Connect magazine. This is Kajal Rubhal, your host for today, and as you can see, I'm sitting with my special guest, Mr. Ankit Shah. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Shah.
It's an absolute pleasure.
It's pleasure is all ours. So, Mr. Shah, we would like you to start your journey with our global entrepreneurship out there with talking about your USPs.
Absolutely.
When it comes to providing value to the society and value to your clientele, what it is that you're offering out there?
First of all, thank you for the opportunity. The story of InterSource's software, it goes back to 2007 and it goes back to San Francisco, California. We always thought about providing our clients the value that not many companies can provide in terms of creating an ecosystem of services and products within the software space, within the cybersecurity space, within the product-led growth space, and most importantly, on the global level, right? So our USP today, as you asked, we have offices in California, Arizona, Texas, New York, and in Europe, in Siberia and London, in Latin America, in Costa Rica, and in India, in Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, and Noida. So when we have to provide our cybersecurity services or implement our products that we have built for the banks or the energy companies or the corporate sector, we have a 24/7 unit that runs continuously to make it a point that our client continuously finds that value of us being with them. Their core is product development, but what we do is between the core product development, we kind of cover the entire dynamics of helping them grow their product sales, securing their data that stays in their software, managing the entire talent acquisition growth plan for them, and above and beyond providing them the support services that they need to scale up to a global platform with our presence. So partnering with us, we have already established from 2007 till 2023, we have established this network where we help our clients scale up to a global level. That's our USP.
That's very well explained, Mr. Shah, and it brings me to my next question. That is about your, we are very much curious into knowing about your entrepreneurial journey. So could you just share a glance on that journey and let our global audience be inspired from this?
Thank you. Absolutely. My journey started back in 2002. I went to US to do my MBA from Pennsylvania, and at that time itself, I had this thing of making sure that we have 1,000 people company. That was my intent. I even work at restaurants because when you go to a foreign country, it's always a struggle. I work at fast food chains, but I always, in my back of my mind, I would always, during my education, I would always go ahead and try and figure out how can I create a global company, right? My entrepreneurial journey started back in 2007, where we started InterSources Inc. as a software development company for one of the biggest electronics retail giant out there. The company started in 2007. In 2008, the financial meltdown happened. We were very vested with that client. Couple of years later, we found out that the client is going under. We got 3 pennies on a dollar of accounts receivable. So that was my first journey of seeing failure in my life, right? But an entrepreneur is always the one who can actually adopt failure. They called me crazy. They called me different names, but it was the passion, the fire in the belly, and most importantly, the heart and the soul were saying the same thing along with my mind, that we need to build a company. This is a small hiccup. We'll go through it. It took us 2 years, by the way, till 2011 to actually come out of that particular recession. But What happened post 2011 and 2012 is clients started noticing that we are here to stay. We are not a night gone, day gone venture that starts and stops. Today we're proud to announce that we're finishing 18 years into the industry, right? So very, very excited about that. But what I wanted to talk about the entrepreneurial journey was the most easiest thing about starting a business is starting the business. You need a passion, you need a drive, and you need sacrifices to actually go ahead and make day in and day out for you to go ahead and become a global icon in whatever you do. Plus the zeal for quality, and most importantly the passion of making it right for your customers, right? We always tell in our company that, hey, we are a client driven organization. Whatever the customer says, we got to do it, and that has worked amazingly well because that has now become the DNA of the company, right? Fast forward it 2014, we were able to bag a lot of contracts on the cybersecurity side from the federal government of United States. So that's the Department of Defense. That taught us a lot, what to do, what not to do. The compliances were there, and then beyond that, what was happening was on the commercial sector also we were getting recognition as clients. So today we are proud to announce that out of 27 of the Fortune 50 companies, out of the 27 are our clients out of the Fortune 50 companies. 7 United States are our clients. Federal contracts, we have federal contracts, we have Department of Defense. So that learnings that we took from those clients is what we want to bring to India in terms of the compliance, the governance, the risk, and everything beyond it. So our products are also structured in that manner, right? So first we started the company to go ahead and serve our clients on professional services. Then we said we need to add cybersecurity to it. Then we said we need to add product-led growth to it. So what we need to do is, when we are talking about our services, we also started acquiring companies in India, in Europe, in Latin America, and that's how the whole story of growth happened, right? So now our company is 500 people strong. We are looking at taking it to 5,000 people, and we are super excited that India is a market that we are planning to expand in. And we are ready for partnerships. We are ready for partnerships from the private institutions to the government organizations and everybody around it. So, in a nutshell, that's my journey.
I would say that in a nutshell, it's fantastic journey. Not just a journey, but it's a fantastic and an inspiring journey, Mr. Shah. So now it brings me to my next question. That is about, could you just share any kind of specific example, like in regards to helping a particular client that's like unforgettable to you, like you can't forget that, and that client has just provided you like that recognition that you always wanted to. Any kind of example, if you wish to, you can share it. Otherwise, in a journalized way, you can talk about your employee centricity.
Absolutely.
Sorry, client centricity. Sorry for employee. Okay.
Don't worry. So, in regards to our clients, I would not name the client, but I can just go ahead and say it's one of the biggest search engines of the world, and everybody understands who they are. They've been very kind to us. They gave us the platform, they gave us the learnings, and beyond that, we also work with the Amazons of the world, with the Microsofts of the world. We work with the Visas of the world. So we do a lot of work with a lot of Fortune 20, 25 companies, right? One of the use case that I can bring up in my mind is that the data that they have, I mean, some of the data is very, very crucial, and safeguarding that data is one of the key services that we provide. India is picking up in the last couple of years and going forward, how personal identifiable information is going to be processed, stored, managed, analyzed, and taken to the next level. That we've been doing it for the last 15 years, right? So we come with that kind of an experience within this ecosystem. So when you ask me about a use case where it made a big difference, I feel that along with the Fortune 20 clients that we work with, there are a lot of small and medium-sized enterprises that are not going ahead and following the policies, the compliance, the procedures. And because one, they may not be aware of it, and two, they may not have the resources for it, right? So that's where our partnerships come into play. So one of the client was a startup. When we started them, they were a team of 5 people. We grew with them. Now they are 300 plus people, with offices in US, Europe, and Australia. So we are very excited that based on our services and our support and our products, they were able to scale up to a level. And now for them, they were mentioning the other day, the private equity is coming in, they're going public, and a lot of other stuff is happening around that, right? So that's a great success story, because you grow with your client and you complement them in their growth, which indirectly propels your growth story as well, right? One more other element that I wanted to talk was our employee journey. I mean, some of our people have been with us from 12 years, 13 years, 15 years out of 17 years, right? And they've got offers from a lot more bigger companies, but they're like, hey, you know what? This is home for me. This is where we find that we are recognized as an individual and not as a number, right? So that, I would say, is some of the satisfactions that I as a leader have when it comes to taking care of my clients, my employees, my vendors, my partners, and everybody in the ecosystem. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Definitely, and in a most amazing way, you just answered the question. And the most, I guess, the memorable thing was talking about the employee centricity that you just mentioned, and it's very important for the success of any organization. Definitely, I want to ask you more questions, but due to time constraint, I won't be able to. So from here on, Sunny would be taking over, and he'll be asking you a few sets of questions. Okay, so Sunny.
Absolute honor talking to you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine. Thanks. Please go ahead, Sunny.
Thank you, Kazal, for the time. First of all, thank you for being part of this conclave. And it's so much nice, and it's so much insightful that you have put forward, being a person who has experience in overseas. So I would like to get more insights on your experience. So I've made some questions. The first question would be, how do you stay ahead of the curve in safeguarding the clients' data and systems in a world where cyber security is a threat?
That's a very, very good question, and but before answering that question, I'd like to go ahead and highlight on a few things. When you start a company, right, you don't have the mentorship, or you don't have the guidance that you find in big corporations. Who do you go to? I face a similar problem. The solution came from great books, right? Great books, great publications, great research. We have a very heavily invested R&D division where we find all of this information, and then our decisions are all data driven from variety of sources, and that helps us scale things to a different level altogether. Now you read about them in publication houses, you read about them in on the business news, or matter of fact, your own people that are actually deploying projects at the client sites. If you have a great relationship with them, and which I would always encourage our listeners to invest in relationships, then money, is that they are your brand ambassadors. They are the one that is carrying your brand on your shoulders when they are going to meet the clients. They are the ultimate and the most important source of information, because they come back sitting in those client meetings and tell you, hey, these are the new developments happening, let's plan on that, let's find out a solution, let's create a proof of concept, right? So what happens is, when you continuously meet them, talk to them, develop this relationship and show them a pathway to grow, they are the ones who tell you what is needed to be at the forefront of all the innovations and the new wave that we need to capture. That's the information that we get for them. So Anybody who's starting a company, this is my advice to you: invest in your people, and I'm pretty sure your people will take your company to different levels. I hope I was able to answer your question, Sunny.
I have another question. I think our global audience will also like to know, to listen to any success stories on how you have helped any clients, on how. So that takes me to one more questions. Like, since you have an experience of like 15 to 17 years in your field, I would like to know some of the best practices, or we'll say a mantra that will also be helpful for our global audience, for new entrepreneurs that are coming up. If you can share some of the mantras that are vital for you to be on this stage.
One of the mantra that I have followed in my personal and my professional life is aim higher to achieve higher. That is something that I feel that if you keep on looking at the bigger picture, small things in life will not matter. Small losses in life will not matter. And most importantly, small issues in life will not matter. Right? Because you are the only thing that is limited with all of us is time. Money is infinite. Trust me, there is too much money to be made outside in the world. We don't have time. The time, if you are able to value in solving bigger problems for your people, for your clients, for the entire ecosystem, that is the real value addition. That is a value addition to everybody as well as your own self, right? So that has been my mantra, and it has worked out fantastically well, because what I wanted to go ahead and highlight was that there are some things that I do not carry with myself when I go back home. It's done in the office, it's okay, we'll plan it out, we'll talk about it. You cannot exponentially create a problem and then solve a problem and then shout about solving the problem, right? You have to be intelligent enough to analyze a situation, manage the problem, communicate it so that it doesn't have the balloon effect to it, right? So that's on the personal side. Well, on the business side, I would say sky's the limit, and just because I come from Mumbai, so I come from the suburbs of Mumbai, and today we have 9 offices around the globe. So it's not something that is unachievable. Most important thing in the professional life, what happens is many times when we hit a particular loss, we actually use that to demotivate ourselves, which I would actually go ahead and like to tell everybody that if you don't know how to get up once you fall, you will never be able to run. You will just be crawling, right? So that's the whole idea. We are not stopping till right now. Till date, whatever we have done is only 5% of where we want to go. We look at the India market to be a very influential market for us, and with the next 5 years being India's years, we want to make it a point that we are a part of the India's growth story. We are looking forward to hire more than 2,000 people in India in the next 2 years, increasing it to 5,000 at the earliest. So very, very excited, very ambitious, and we are open for partnerships, we are open for discussions, and that is something that I would say that this is just the beginning. We won't stop from here.
Thank you so much for sharing. With the emerging goal and the kind of goals that you have set in the next 3 to 4 years or 5 years down the line, one more thing I would like to know is what is the emerging trend in the market that you are excited about to take your company to the next level?
Thank you, Sunny, for asking that question. That's a very, very valuable question. So, our company specializes in working on artificial intelligence, cyber-human systems, cyber security, blockchain, and everything beyond it, right? So, what we do is our R&D center, it creates its own proof of concepts to actually sometimes educate our clients that this can be done for them to grab more market share, right? So the next emerging trends is investment in technology, on precisely the artificial intelligence side, that is something that's going to change the entire economy, because you are using that as a premises to reach the global audience, right? So, answering your question, reinvest in your company again and again. Don't take out too much money from your company and take it home and put it in FDs. It wouldn't work. But reinvesting into your company, into your people, and they will educate you on global trends all the way. The young kids in our company are so intelligent that they come up with so many solutions, so many ideas, and we reject some, we accept a lot, and then we run experiments on it. Our product-led growth division is a division which actually helps companies' online presence grow to a global level, right? And that idea came from one of our team members saying that, hey, we are securing our clients, why don't we help them grow their revenues as well, right? So there are multiple ways that you can start building different practices in your organization. Emerging trends today may be AI, after 5 years maybe something else, right? Being in the Bay Area, which is called the Silicon Valley of the world, I have seen trends change every 2 years, right? So invest in those trends, invest in those research, invest in those developments, and I think success is around the corner. All right, thank you, Sunny.
Thank you so much, Ankit, for all the insights. So all the entrepreneurs out there, invest on your people. That's a key point. And yes, so thank you so much, Ankit, for your time and for all the valuable information. We look up to you, and we hope that we meet again in the next event. And once again, congratulations for the award that you are going to achieve today, and all the best for the upcoming year. Just 2 months to complete this year.
Yes.
And what a way to complete the year with an award. Excellent. We hope to see you again next year, and all the best. Thank you so much.